Good evening and welcome to the Chevy Hour Nova Show. Or actually, it's the Chevy Nova 7374 Nova Show. It's obvious I don't come online enough that I've forgotten the title of our only stream on the group. So welcome. I'll just give people a few minutes to tune in here. Of course, this is always recorded. Comments, I think on the chat, will be on this side of the screen, I'm thinking. And if you do watch this stream a little later on and don't catch it live, I do go back through the comments and try to respond to anybody. So if you do watch it and you do make a comment, I will do my best to try and get back to you. As always, this stream is brought to you by the Chevy Nova 7374 Facebook group. We get this uploaded as well to the Chevy Nova 7374 YouTube channel. However, if you're on the YouTube channel and not part of the group, you won't be able to comment along with the stream, and you won't be able to read the comments as I'm talking here, and that's why I mostly read things out. But if you want to join our lovely group, you have to be a member of Facebook. Find us at Chevy Nova 73-74, and it's quite a process to get into our group because we do have quite the screening process. We do make sure you're an owner because we just don't want the enthusiasts and trollers and members of other years to come and troll us about what kind of crap 73, 74 are. We want to make this the best darn group for 73, 74 Novas, for resources, for pictures, for stories, for owners. We want to make this the one-stop Facebook group shop dedicated only to 73, 74 owners. And there are, of course, some exceptions, and we can talk to an admin upon your admission and might be able to work something out, or we might be able to suggest another group that you might be interested in to meet your needs. As always, I'd like to take a moment to thank the other admins. And first and foremost, our founder, William Hamlet. Happy birthday, Sergeant! Today is his 39th birthday. He turns 40 next year, so hopefully we'll have to stream again on his 40th birthday. Chris Iben, Rex Kolfak, Kim Nova Girl Whiteacre are our main admins, and a newcomer to our management team, Dave Williams, as well. He's our LSX expert, or one of them. I shouldn't say just their expert. We have many. But he is new to our staff members. So I'd like to welcome and thank all the other admins for the work they do. Like I mentioned, getting into this group, you got to produce pictures of your Nova. We go through your Facebook profile just to make sure that it's a quality account that's going to come in, not a spammer or a troller, like I mentioned. So I really got to thank the other admins. They take a lot of time to filter out people. And you know what? I've never really gone through the rules, so let's just go through the rules quickly. I know we don't have to because, we're a good group, but respect, of course, first and foremost. No bashing of the cars will be tolerated. You may be warned. If the problem persists, we won't think twice of removing you. For the most part, I think I've been a part of this group for 4 or 5 years, and I've removed 1, maybe 2 users. It's not really a problem. I don't even know why I mention it. However, rule number 3, the foul language, we are pretty big on that. And the reason for that being is we have members who have included other members, younger members of their family, sons, daughters, nieces, nephews, maybe the neighbor's kid, who are helping them build their car, and they want to be part of the group. And I know, swearing isn't a big deal in most people's lives, but we still do try to set an example in our group, and we try to keep it as professional and clean as possible. So please, I'm one of the very guilty ones. I'm a sailor when I work on cars here, and if I can do it, you can do it. So, and yeah, be kind and courteous, no hate speech, no bullying. I will absolutely, myself personally, will say I will not put up with hate speech or bullying. That might just be the friendly Canadian in me. And yeah, no politics. Keep the politics and the spam crap out. I'm not interested in buying a t-shirt. If I do, I'll go to Walmart. And of course, you got to read the rules and agree to them to become a member. So I think that takes care of that business there. And just going to wait for couple people to show up. I don't know when the stats. Oh, it says I have 6 viewers. So, hey, by all means, guys, this is your show as much as it is mine. So get the chats going here. Let's talk. Let's see what's going up with the Novas. As you can see here, we had a little fight in the garage earlier tonight with the Omega wanting to be in the spotlight, even though it's a Nova show. Well, here we got the Nova, and doing a little working on it right now. I found a little circuit. What I want to do is I kind of want to make one of those turbo timeout circuit devices for the Nova, so when I shut the car off, the electric fan's still going to run for a preset amount of time. So I'm testing this little circuit. I got it hooked up to the battery. I'm trying to see what kind of a draw it has and how long I can run it without it killing the battery and that. And right now, for testing purposes, I just have it hooked up to a marker light, and I wanted to have it set up so when I turned the key off, it would engage. I still haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do that. But what happens is once the circuit's activated, as you can see, my electric fan would come on, and I got a little countdown timer on the circuit board here. And right now I have it set for 10 seconds. But I want to have something that's going to run probably 3 to 5 minutes. That little circuit board can do 1 to 99 minutes, or I mean 1 second to 99 minutes. So that's what's going on over there right now. And also, winter is coming. So the cars, they're pretty much done for the year. I got them filled up with gas. I still got to do the oil change on the Omega. But the motor in the Nova's got to come out again. That's going to be a project this winter. I'm having problems with that Felpro oil pan gasket. I mean, this thing leaks oil worse than the Exxon Valdez. Like, I'm talking puddles like this after a week. I can't believe the oil that's all over the engine bay underneath the car. Like, it's stripping paint off of things. So that's going to come out. I'm going to bribe my good buddy Dan Clem to come over for some pizza. We're going to change that gasket out. And then, if anyone cares with the Omega, I found some good parts for it. So I've got another set of fenders. We're going to replace pretty much the front clip. And I got another set of doors. I might even go as far as painting my spare interior black. I might even switch the interior over to black. So there's going to be a lot going on in this garage over the winter. Also mentioning that, I did make a post. I started uploading the videos I made last winter and spring of the disc brake conversion on the Nova. It's not really a how-to. It's just kind of a, hey, watch me do the work on my car. I thought about doing a how-to video, and this is where I got to give props to John Gilman of Shop 209. I watched his video. There's no way I could top that. So if you need a video on how to do a front disc brake conversion, look up John Gilman of Shop 209. If you want to see an amateur work in his garage, smashing his hand with a 3-pound sledgehammer, and the videos are all censored, check out my link, check out my videos. And I never really did put any videos together of the engine being put together. I'm still on the fence going through that media. Not sure if I'm going to go that way or not. Just taking a look. I don't see any comments coming up, and I don't know if that's because nobody's talking or I'm having problems with the stream. So let's fire it up on my good old trusty laptop here. And yeah, it looks like nobody's actually talking. I've got 8 viewers, nobody's talking. So somebody humor me here. Say hi, say something. Let me know you're alive. So yeah, never did get the Nova out to the track this year. Of course, you know, I had that little issue there at the end of May where I severed my Achilles. And I spent all of June, all of July, and most of August stuck in a recliner in my house healing, and it was my right foot. Last week in August, I finally had the pleasure of driving the Nova for a bit, and I put a good amount of miles on it, but, you know, that really ruined my summer. Didn't get pictures taken, nearly as many pictures as I want. You guys know I love taking my pictures. I got to promote the Team Green, eh? You know, let's go green. Maybe that's why nobody's listening. You guys got something against the color green? Hey, Mike, how you doing, buddy? Mike Wilson, he's a fellow friend of mine from Winnipeg, and he just got his Nova going in for paint. And Mike, I really got to twist your hand, twist your hand, I'm going to twist your arm as well, because you know those set of doors I have for the Omega? I'm going to need a hand with them, buddy, old pal. Yeah. So I'll have to bug him. And Brian Williams, how you doing? Streaming great, no problems, great, awesome. So now the comments are coming in. Josh Sanders, hi from Tennessee. Well, greetings from Winnipeg, Manitoba. It's getting cold up here. And Brian Williams asks if I got the fender fixed yet on the Nova. No, never did get it fixed. I did buy another fender. It came off a 70 Nova, and it's actually an olive green. But from a couple of my friends who I've talked to who do body work, they've told me that that fender isn't that bad. The dents could easily be pushed out and worked out, and that this fender was very salvageable. So when the accident happened there in mid-September, I really only had about a month left till winter, and I wasn't going to pull the car apart just before winter. So now that it's off the road, now I might start, I might pull the fender off now and give it to a buddy to take a look at and see if he can fix it, or if I'm just going to do that new fender. At the same time, I'm also leery of pulling it apart right now because I still want to do the engine. This is where my OCD, my ADD, and all those symptoms and stuff, whatever I suffer from and medicated for, are kicking in because I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. And I still got that little glimpse of hope that I might still have one nice day left here before winter that I can take the car out and do some more pictures. At the same time, I'm all excited about the new parts I got for the Omega, and I want to strip the Omega down and work on the Omega. So I need to make a game plan and figure out what I'm going to do. But yeah, no, I didn't get the fender fixed. Yeah, Mike Wilson has some parts for me. Stop by for those parts. Mike, I will do that for sure because Mike's got some extra trim that he pulled off his Nova that I want to throw on the Omega. Some of the custom trim, like the rocker molding along the bottom, I want to put that on the Omega. And he's got spare side molding, which you can never not have enough side molding, right? So, Mike, I will do that. Yes, I got your text earlier today. And if you could help me with those doors, man, I'd be forever in your debt. We'll talk offline about it. And Mike says, yeah, leave the fender alone. He was over here. He took a look at it personally and didn't think it was that bad, and stay with the original. And speaking of original parts, and this is where I'm going to ask you guys and girls and gals and everybody. My Nova's been original, is mostly all original except for the right front fender and the hood because of a previous accident. But I have a problem. I got another set of doors, and this door on the Nova, I don't know if you can see it, but the whole corner here is rotten, and but the frame is still pretty good. I've got yet another set of doors for the Nova too, but I have this problem where I don't want to take off the original parts to put on different parts because it's not the parts that came with the car. Now, does that sound stupid, or are you guys in the same boat? Even with the Omega here, with these doors, and I know these doors are pretty bad too. I've got another set of doors I want to get ready, prep, and put them on, but then I start twitching, even though the Omega is not a numbers matching car, it was just a beater that, got fixed up. I'm finding myself really wrestling with switching out original parts to the vehicle. Maybe I need to go to the doctor and get my meds jacked up a little. But at the same time, I'm not even thinking twice about replacing the fenders. I think with the doors, the big thing that gets me with the doors is the sticker that's on the driver's door with the VIN and the dates, and I think that's where I'm having some of the issue. Hey, Cliff! Is it Cleef or Clef? No, Cleef? How you doing? Please forgive me for slaughtering your name. Our longtime viewers will know that that's a regular thing here. And Josh Sanders, update on the Astro Van Hydro brake booster conversion. Major difference. Highly recommend. Stops like a brand new car. Josh, if you got that conversion done, I don't know if you've posted pictures of that. That's awesome. I wouldn't mind seeing your pictures and all that. And yeah, get that up there. Patrick Newman, how you doing, sir? With the beautiful black Nova. I love that. I love that car. What's up? Not much is up. Just hanging out in the garage. It's a little too cold to really be driving anymore here in Winnipeg. It's well into autumn and winter's coming. I think what's really going to suck about winter coming is it's not going to go by that fast for me because I still can't play hockey due to my ankle injury. So, yeah, this is going to suck. Mike says, do what I did, cut and weld. Mike, buddy, Opel, you and I got to hang out sometime and I'll supply the pizza. I do have a welder let me see here. Right there under the towel to keep the dust off. But I don't have a gas setup for it yet. I have the attachments. I just don't have gas. So I need to do that, really get off my butt and get that done. And I'm thinking, I wonder if we can get away with just welding or do the door skin. I noticed in the picture, you guys can't see this so well because it's so dark, but I don't know if this light helps. But you can see where this corner of the door, the old Canadian Cancer there has really, and not only that, but I got to do door pins too. I got to get the door pins fixed. That is new door pins and bushings, but I think the holes have oblonged. And this poor Nova, I don't even want to stream about it anymore because it's like the little Nova that's just suffering. But it's got a good motor. And that's what I was actually planning to do, Mike, with those red doors I have in the yard, because that one passenger door, there's a little bit of rot along the inside of it. And I did get some metal. It's not the correct metal, but it is metal. And it's a fender. What is this? This is from a 64 Chevelle outer wheel well. What I was going to do is I was going to kind of cut out this part here, and then with the 90-degree angle and weld that onto the bottom of the door and see how that turns out. The other thing, Mike, is I noticed on that red fender I got in the yard that the bottom corner is kind of bent a little, so I'm not sure how to go about fixing that. I did get some of those kind of fender workbench holder things like our buddy Craig has. I bought a few of those at Princess Auto. So yeah, I really need help. Dean, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. And preference, Hushmat or Dynamat? That's a good question because I've actually thought of pulling my interior to lay new soundproofing and all that in. And I've heard of, Killmat as well. I've used Dynamat to do, when I had the back window out and I did the sail panels. I put Dynamat behind there, but I was thinking of pulling the interior out and putting Killmat all down, which you can get on Amazon really cheap. I just don't know whether to go with the 50 thickness or the 30 thickness. Some questions I've got to ask first. We're going to ask our friend Tim Bourne, who's on a different Nova group, because he did the same thing on his Nova. So yeah, that's and on the Omega too. Yeah, that's another thing. I've got to change the heater core on this thing because that thing blew. What was it? 2 weeks ago? 2, 3. When was the last time I went to the racetrack? 4 weeks ago. The heater core went. So I got to do that this winter as well. And I'm going to do the same thing on the Omegas as I plan to do on the Nova. I'm going to go big block so that the outlets are moved over by the fender. And it's going to be a lot easier on the Omega than the Nova because I don't have near the wiring and all the gauges inside. So that heater box will be a cinch to pull out. And I'm going to pull out the bench seat as well to give me more room inside. So I guess I should add that to the list, yeah. Oh, I do have it there, heater core. Perfect. Yeah, the list just keeps getting longer and longer. And I'm not lying. I'm getting overwhelmed just sitting here talking to you guys about it. Oh, Patrick, you're lucky I don't have moderators here to take out people who are swearing like that. Oh, uh, where's the Mustang? He asks. Most of you who have been here before have the odd time seen an '88 Ford Mustang in here, and actually was in here last winter. I ended up parking that car at my parents' place this past summer so that I could have both these cars back because Dad was racing in the Omega. And then the plan was I was going to put the Omega in the backyard and then have the Mustang and the Nova in here. But bless my mom. My mom has told my dad that the Mustang is staying put in their garage. And I feel bad because, I don't want my parents having to go out and scrape the ice off of their windshield on their car. So they're leaving their car outside all winter to house the Mustang for me so that I can do the work on the Omega and the Nova in the garage here. So yeah, bless my mom for helping me out there because I couldn't find storage for the Mustang. Nobody seems to want to afford it in their garage. But I guess in my next life I'll have to build a 4-car garage because if I didn't have the shelving unit here and all these parts, you probably could have 3 cars tight, but you wouldn't be able to, work on it nicely. Yeah. And that's another thing I worry about in the garage too. Mike, if you're still listening, that's another thing I worry about too is doing the body work and how much dirt, dust, and sand am I going to get all over everything? And, do I start running plastic from the roof up and that? Or is it something, we can... That's why I think it might be easier to work on those fenders and doors before I put them on the car. Again, now I'm starting to panic again because I'm getting overwhelmed. But, I'll just do it like I did with the motor and the disc brakes last year. And one part at a time, one day at a time, right? I've already started using, what's this stuff? Here we go. Release All. The original. Somebody recommended this to me a long time ago. And I'm out of about every other kind of rust squirt kind of stuff. So I've already been spraying down the bolts. I also got a new bumper to put on the Omega because this one, the chrome's all very pitted. And while I put the other bumper on, I'm also going to try and cut out sections of that metal rebar inside to see if I can lighten up the front of the Omega a little for racing next year. I don't know if you've ever, how many of you guys have worked on the fellow X bodies. I don't know about Venturas, but these grills on the Omega, you could knock somebody out with that. That is like some heavy white metal. I should actually weigh one of those. But yeah, you could seriously hurt somebody with that. Patrick says his Ford stays outside. In all fairness, the F-150's out front and has been out front. I think that I've had that truck since 2013 and it's only been in the garage twice. So yeah, the Fords stay outside. So it's nice to see some new faces in the chat today. Welcome all. Any questions? Anything for our fellow members to help you out with, or anything you want to say? What projects are you guys doing this winter? Or not everybody has winter. I shouldn't be assuming. I should almost call this the politically correct Chevy Nova 73, 74 show because I try so hard not to offend anybody and try so hard to please everybody and. Yeah, this is where the meds need to be doubled. But what's going on with you guys? Talk to me, people. And while we have this awkward silence going on here, I have my new hoodie on. I just have it on the Omega right now. You guys know how much I love talking about Dan Clem. Well, he finally made some hoodies there. Mow Down Racing Engines. So I got myself a couple of these hoodies, as well as my dad did, because Dan Clem has built the motor that's in the Omega and the motors that have been in the Nova, as well as the 421. I don't know how many of you guys have paid attention And I never really posted much because this time last year, if you ever saw me streaming, you saw me crying because of this. There we go. Yeah, last year at this time, the Nova was off the road because I blew the motor September long weekend. Learned a valuable lesson on the quality of gasoline and detonation. So I stayed pretty quiet over the winter time when I was rebuilding this motor, and that wasn't done to, you know, just to be sneaky. Okay, yeah, it was done to be sneaky because we have a few members of the from Winnipeg in the Chevy Nova 73, 74 Nova group, and well, I like to win, right? So I didn't really say anything, and I went out and I bought a 421 stroker kit from CNC Motorsports in South Dakota, and that's what's in the Nova. I actually announced it first on the Chevy Nova show back in June, what I had actually done behind my friends' backs. So I was really hoping to, you know, run it, but the old body had other plans for that, and I never did get it out with that oil leak. I didn't want a chance running it at the track and having it, you know, a couple drips, because I would hate to know that my car leaked a little bit of oil and the next guy going down wipes out or screws up because of it and is, you know, out tens of thousands of dollars. I wouldn't be able to live with myself. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. So yeah, we just didn't run the Nova this year. And then Dad ran the Omega, but Dad leaves it in good old drive when he races in the bracket class. And it was running pretty consistent 14.2s. If you open up the headers and you shift it at 55 and 5200, you'll get that down in about 13.3, 13.4. And Patrick, he's doing a 4-speed swap. Ooh, electronic cluster. Is that the Dakota Dash you're going with? Or what dash? And some interior changes. So Patrick, definitely need some before pictures and some during and after pictures for us. I'm really curious about the electronic cluster. I've eyed up a few of those Dakota Dashes. They have a stock Nova one, you know, with the huge sweep, but on the sides, that's where it's got the readouts, and then the lights and all that on the bottom, those are all kind of LED, and that looked really slick. I was, you know, that is something I wouldn't mind having. After exchange, taxes, shipping, and delivered to Canada, you're looking over $2,000. Next page. And Brian Williams is doing sound deadening and a new harness. If I remember correctly, Brian, are you having trouble with your signal lights or your back brake lights or something right now, if I remember correctly? Or am I mistaking you for somebody else? And hey, my good buddy Lou from Team Red. I was poking the bear a little earlier tonight there. Oh, Patrick's going with that gauge. Sorry, Lou. Patrick's going with that gauge I just described with the old school sweep and electronics. Oh, Patrick, I'm so jealous. Yeah, again, you know, if our dollar was worth a little more and I had the money, that would be something on my want list. If I won the lottery, that'd be the first thing. Actually, if I won the lottery, there's a couple of your Novas out there, guys, I would buy. And Patrick, I'd probably want to buy yours because that is such a sweet Nova. Getting back to Lou. Lou, how you doing, buddy? I was hoping you were going to join us tonight because this past week, or the past week and weekend, when driving the Nova, I would say I've got a good opinion now on how I feel about the disc brake conversion. I've noticed it a few times, and not that I've put myself in dangerous situations, but what I'll do when I come up to a light, I'll wait an extra second or two and get on the brakes hard, or, you know, just try and simulate different conditions and that. And I gotta say, and this is probably what saved my bumper from that accident in September, is I've really noticed how good those brakes will grab, and it actually kind of pulls the front end down. I actually noticed the front end of the car pulling down, and I don't know, maybe if that's because the back brake aren't grabbing enough, but I think it's a stock proportioning valve. But anyway, I can say I really noticed the difference with the disc brakes, even like being manual. I'm going to say I'm happy I did the conversion. I'm not going to say, the disc brakes weren't working or weren't fine for, everyday driving and that, but with going with that 421 stroker motor, a brake upgrade was definitely something I needed to do. And yeah, you were right, buddy. Yeah, I like it. I'm in gnawing now about another disc brake upgrade maybe in the future because this one's got 4 power drum. So yeah. And Lou's doing great. He's cleaning out his garage. His Nova's keeping him company. And yeah, thanks. Yeah, Lou was somebody I had chats with on the side about disc brakes, and we had, not that we had arguments, but I was of the mindfield that drum brakes are good enough, but we could get into points like that left and right. But yeah, I'm happy I did the disc brake upgrade, especially with the new motor in the car. And seriously, depending how spending goes this winter, it may be something I will do with the Omega as well. Hey, the birthday boy is on. How you doing, buddy? Will Hamlet? Happy birthday, Sergeant. All right, now to your problem. Been having issues since the new cam with squishy brakes. Maybe I need a vacuum pump. What do y'all think? That's exactly what is probably your problem. You don't have enough vacuum to run those brakes. And that was a concern of mine at first when I was building the 421. That was why I stayed with manual discs when I went with a conversion kit. And actually, when I do the brakes on the Omega, I'm going to convert it as well to a manual setup. I bet you will. You need a pump. You're running out of vacuum. And yeah, Luke could be right too. It could be a thing with air in the system. Yeah, definitely. Could be a combination of both. But yeah, definitely gotta get those brakes fixed. Yeah, keep bleeding. You still have air in the system. Yeah, I think I'm gonna agree with Lou there. Although if he just installed a cam, Lou, and Will, you could probably answer this. Did you also upgrade any part of the brake system, or is this just since the brakes have not been touched and you put the new cam in? Because if it just happened when you put the new cam in, I'm going to say it's vacuum related, definitely. Yeah, I'm definitely going to say vacuum. That's my guess. Oh, my old line lock used to allow air in, so yeah, need to fix that. That's something too I wanted to install in the Nova when I was putting those new brake lines in that I never did do, and I've had the little solenoid now for what about 15, 16 years up on the shelf, and I will install it one day. One day. And more than likely, I'll probably install it in the Omega because that's the car we race with more. Yeah. So Will says he has a 4-wheel disc brake kit since 2012. Oh yeah, I'm gonna say it's vac. And like you say, if your line lock's letting in air, it might be a little bit of both, and just the one situation may be aggravating the other situation. And yeah, Lou says he runs the manual brakes on his car as well. Okay, Patrick Newman here's got some help here for Brian. Hey, Brian, you might want to check your taillight and park lights for one of the filaments failing onto for falling onto the other. I would see that would sometime working in dealerships. I've actually seen that too, where that the filament on the upper stretch kind of falls down and it touches on the other side, and that causes all kinds of weird light flickering issues on the back. Definitely, that's a good thing to check. I must have missed Brian's answer back there when he was talking about. Here he goes. Yeah, I got tired of trying to fix all the patchwork in the harness. Turned on one signal and every light in the car would blink. Ooh. Headlight instrument, colossal dome light. Oh man, yeah, that would drive me nuts too. And you were just swapping out, were you swapping out sections of the harness, or were you just kind of cutting and splicing here and there? I know I had issues with my taillights in the Omega And I was lucky enough to find a new harness, and I just unclipped it and swapped out the whole harness, and thankfully that fixed my problem. And also, Brian, are you doing a complete car rewiring or just rewiring those areas? Oh, okay. Well, thanks for dropping by, even if it is for a few minutes. It's great to have you here. Again, our founder of the group, folks, Will Hamlet. I got to roll. Got the little man. And get the little man from football practice. Have a great evening. Yeah, you too, Will. And we'll see you again on another stream. And again, happy birthday to you. Oh, look at that. This is 8:05. Look at that. Already 35 minutes. This is actually going pretty good. Usually about the 14, 15 minute mark, I'm kind of going, I have nothing to talk about. So what else is happening, folks? What's the good word? Has anybody bought a new car or anything lately? Or a new not a new car, but a new Nova parts? Okay, Brian's doing the complete harness of the car. You know, Brian, probably in the long run, that's going to save you more money on that you'd spend on Advil and aspirin just by replacing it all. I myself, when I've partied out cars in the past, I've taken the complete harness out of a car. I've got a couple complete harnesses, including the engine, taillights, interior, and dash and all that. In fact, I used one of them to wire up my buddy's 1972 Nova. He's got a wiring harness from a 74 in it. And James Klein. Oh, did I pronounce that right? I slaughtered that. Oh, I'm sorry. James, welcome, buddy. How you doing? And James has been posting his Nova. Looks like he just got it repainted or something, if I remember correctly. But he was posting his Nova lately. And I uploaded the link for one of our Chevy Nova Zoom meeting shows. Sadly, we didn't keep up with that. William, I, and Lou were doing that, and I think there's only about 5 episodes. And then, of course, I was hoping to feature my Nova in one, and we just kind of dropped the ball. My Nova was in pieces back then, and then spring was starting. We started working on our cars, but we need to get that going again. And Lou also brought it up to me in chat that, when we have these Nova streams, it's just me talking and everybody is in chat here. Well, maybe other people want to talk, right? So we're thinking maybe of trying to do something with a Zoom meeting, a similar kind of Chevy Nova show with Zoom, to see see how that goes. If you guys would rather, have a chat session with everybody on pictures, or are you guys okay with doing the text here and me babbling? So throw that up, see what you guys think. Mike Badger, how you doing, sir? Welcome to the show. I don't recall seeing your name before, so if you're new to the stream, welcome. If I've forgotten you and you're a regular on the stream, I am terribly sorry. I always try to remember. I try my best to remember, our regulars on the group and your cars. I really do. Doesn't always happen, but I do try. And James, no, those are old pictures. So is the car right now getting repainted, James? Beautiful lime green Nova, folks. You can't miss it. Or what color was it? Olive. It was some kind of weird custom color, but it's definitely one of our beautiful Novas in our group. Of course, it's green, right? Haha, Lou. Subliminal shot there. So just looking at the stats here, it looks like everything's kind of going well. Yeah, it looks like everything's streaming along. That's pretty cool. That might be cool to be able to get to talk and show everybody else what's going on. Yeah, I kind of agree. I think that's where it'd be kind of cool, Brian, because then everybody gets a turn as opposed to just me nattering. So, Lou, maybe we should set something up. And the reason why I want to pick on Lou here is because Lou has a registered copy of the Zoom meeting software that he can use. So I don't want to necessarily volunteer Lou to start something, but at the same time, he's talked about it. So I'm just kind of throwing it out there to see if there's interest out there from our viewers, our members. And I noticed another thing, and this is my fault too. I haven't been keeping up with changing the cover pictures on like Sunday and Thursdays like I've been doing in the past, and it's just I've just been so busy doing other stuff, and I haven't spent a lot of time on Facebook. I preach this a lot when I come onto our stream that one of the only reasons why I'm still on Facebook is from the Nova friends I have met, and really the Nova groups. Like if it wasn't for Chevy Nova 7374, our sister 7374 GMX body, and another 7374 Nova group, I would probably cancel my account. I really have no interest in social media. You know, the stuff that goes on there, the posts, the political, the this and that, and the oof, whatever. Really, it's you guys, the car groups that are keeping me going. So, you know, keep those pictures posting of your Novas. I don't care if you go into your garage, you take a picture of it just sitting there every day. Please fill up the group with pictures. And I'm going to try, and now that winter's coming, I won't be as busy. I'm not playing hockey, so I can't use that as an excuse like I have in previous years. But I'm going to try and be a little more vigilant on switching those cover pictures a little more often. And even just before the show tonight, I switched it to a beautiful green Nova. Yeah. I knew you blue guys would like that. All right, it's just 10 after 8 here, Central Standard Time. And I know there's a few people, some people, you know, it's hard to pick a time because, you know, we've got people across all kinds of time zones, and try to do it in the middle, eh? And really 7:30, 8 o'clock I found has been the best, but maybe there's something towards the weekend because I get up at 5:30 every morning, and so, you know, staying up till like midnight, doing it a little later is a little rough on me. And you know, my older age, I need my sleep, and as you can see, I don't get the beauty sleep that I desperately need. So Brian is it's really gone downhill. He's going to clean his garage. It's really gone downhill. I can relate. I've been doing that too with winter coming. I've been trying to clean up and make room because I got to pull an engine, I got to pull a front clip, and I got to have some kind of sale and get rid of some crap because, I mean, it's getting bad around here. And also, gas prices going up here in Canada. For premium in the Nova, I'm paying $1.68 a liter. So times that by 4, you're looking at $5.50 a gallon. American prices, roughly. That hurts. That hurts a lot. That's you know, that's the price we pay for driving muscle, right? You want to play, you want power, you're gonna pay. So I see a few comments coming up here on my other monitor from the Chevy Nova group, and I kind of want to know why you're not in our stream. Eventually, I'm sure he'll get to that. I see the Team Blue has been making some posts lately, trying to flex their muscle and their beauty. And, you know, I love the color wars. It's all in good fun, of course. There's no real serious hatred for any particular color, but it's always been fun. And usually the color wars is mostly between the green and the blue, with, you know, black getting in here and there. And then Team Red gets in every now and then. But, yeah, it's mostly just for fun. But I got to admit, I love seeing the posts. And there's been a couple times, guys, where some people have taken some, not cheap shots, but well, what's the word? I can't say it because, you know, foul language, but wisecracks. There we go. I've taken some really good wisecracks lately, especially from Sean Myers. Man, dude, you make me laugh. There was one, man, I spit my Kool-Aid half across the dinner table, all across the screen of my laptop. Some of you guys are pretty creative, pretty funny out there, so I really enjoy it. I hope everybody else enjoys it too and realizes that it is all for fun. Oh, here we got some gas prices coming out. $3.09, $4.10 a gallon. So yeah, divide that by 4. That would be $1.02. Oh, James. And if Patrick, $3.09. That's for premium? Man, I should come down there with a truck just to fill up some jerry cans. That would still be cheaper. How many of you guys have ever thought of switching your Novas, X bodies, whatever, to electric? Has anybody ever given some serious thought of going the electric route? Now, I love my cars. I love my power. And I know gas prices aren't going to come down, and it's getting pricey. But has anybody ever thought of going electric with these things? I can't see myself doing that. And, that starts bothering me. You see all the governments talking about, we want to abandon fossil fuels. We want to go electric, blah, blah, hybrid, blah, blah. And it gets me thinking, do I really want to spend all this money to, do body work and this and that and find out that, 10, 15 years down the road, I'm not going to be able to drive the car because it's fossil fuels and there's going to be no gas out there? That kind of stuff really bothers me. Oh, my Omega brother, Craig Antonio. How you doing, Craig? Craig and I recently went halfers on a 74 Olds Omega parts car. And that's where actually I got the fenders and the doors for fixing up my car. I was talking about that earlier, Craig, about the work I got planned for the Omega this winter. I've been spraying it down, the bolts and that, so hopefully things will come apart. But I'm starting to get a little nervous, cold feet, and starting to twitch about switching parts and stuff, but it's going goofy. And yeah, of course, got to do the heater core too. So that's where I'm at there, but welcome, Craig. Nice of you to join us. And Brian Williams went from gold, green, metallic to black with blue pearl. That actually sounds pretty nice. That would look good really in the sun, especially with that blue pearl. Patrick, it's all fun, but black is best. Well, I am part of the black party as well with the Omega. They were generous enough to accept the corporate cousin. And Patrick says premium was $3.75 down there. Even still there, that's way cheaper than Canada, which is, like I said, like almost $5.50. And Craig says it's actually crossed his mind to go electric on a 73. That's pretty cool, Craig. I'd actually be very interested in seeing how that would be and could be done. Brian Williams said it almost cost him $200 to fill up his pickup. My F-150 has a 136-liter tank. Oh, what's that in gallons here? 136 liters to gallons. So I have a 36 gallon tank in my F-150. And Thursday's payday, and I am not looking forward to that day. Patrick, I'm thinking more like steam power. It'd be like the old Clampets there from the Beverly Hillbillies, eh? Now with the price of power in the Seattle area. Oh, okay, I didn't realize. I don't know anything about the cost of utilities and that in the southern states and that. I know here in Manitoba our power is pretty cheap because we're able to export a lot. But I have heard talks that if 1/3 of Winnipeg went to electric cars, never mind the province, our distribution network would fail big time. But we have the capacity, but we don't have the distribution network for it. And quite honestly, like I looked at the F-150 Lightning that was coming out. That's the electric one with the 80 amp 240 volt charging station. Not everybody has a garage to park their vehicle. Like my truck parks on the street. Where are you supposed to put this charging station for these electric vehicles that don't go, 120 volt? Electric sounds interesting, but I still think it has a long ways to go. And I don't think they're telling you the whole story of, the true environmental cost of building an electric car versus, the old combustible cars. you look at well, we don't want to get into politics and discussions, but you see all these politicians flying around in their private jets. You're creating more pollution in your one trip than I'm doing in a year. So, yeah, I got a message for you. Oh, I'm good, Craig. As you can see, my blood pressure is rising a little, but we'll quickly bring that back down under control. Not doing too bad. Not doing too bad. Yeah, just getting a little overwhelmed with the upcoming plans on what to do with the cars and stuff. And then I've been thinking discussed that a little earlier about getting the fenders and the doors fixed up before putting them on the car. But they'll definitely be an improvement than what's on the car now, and I have been spraying down the bolts, so hopefully it'll come apart. And yeah, maybe if you're not doing anything, come out for a weekend or something. That might be cool for sure. And hey, Keith, how you doing, buddy? And Keith has a question. Was 74 the only year with the reset under the hood for the seatbelt interlock system? That's a good question. I know 74 was the first year. I don't know if it continued on in the 75 to 79 Novas. Let me do a quick Google here. First thing that comes up here, thetruthaboutcars.com. The 1974 seatbelt starter interlock pisses off more people. Oh, that's pretty good. It looks like Corvettes had them, but jalopy.com, the great seatbelt evaluation. I don't see anything here that shows it after 74. So it may be a 74 only thing, but by all means, if somebody knows for sure, please correct me. But it looks like there's a 75 Corvette that has it, so I wouldn't be surprised if the 75 to 79s had it as well. Oh, here's a nice page article here on how to override it. So, Keith, I don't have an answer for your question, but you know what? That's something we're going to write down here. So, Keith, with the stumper question, 74 only year for seat belt interlock. I'm going to find out because I really want to know. So, there you go. It's written down. We're going to find out. And if I find out, I'll post it. Yeah, Patrick says here he wouldn't be comfortable charging an electric car in his garage. I don't know if I would either. It's the same thing with our cars here in Canada. You don't necessarily plug in block heaters in the garage either, unless it gets like super cold. And yeah, Brian Williams, that's the thing I often post is what if you run out of juice in the middle of nowhere? Though they claim to have mileage range of 300 to 400 mile range. What if you have a problem in Winnipeg, for example, on the way home, if it snows a little bit, my 20-minute commute from work turns into a 90-minute commute. Now, with your heater and fans and radios all blasting, blaring, all the lights on and everything, and you're stuck idling in traffic or whatever, how fast and how long do you think those batteries are going to last? And if somebody just didn't get a full charge the night before and they stall, and then a second car stalls, and a third car stalls, then that's my biggest thing is, what if you run out of power? And then what are you going to do? Pull into the gas station and wait for 4 or 5 hours while it quickly charges you? Yeah, I'm not buying it. And Craig here, looks like he's done some reading here. Building an electric car is very bad on the environment, mainly the battery research for what it takes to make a battery. A hybrid battery average price is $2,000 and up. And will take a full e-vehicle probably $7,000 and up. That's the other thing too. And I've seen pictures of junkyards in Europe with tons of electric cars because the batteries are dead and it's too expensive to put new batteries in. We actually had incidents here in Manitoba where the insurance company caught on to a scam amongst one of the taxi cab companies that they were purposely writing off their cars because the batteries were bad, but they were getting more money for getting into accidents and writing the car off than they would for just, selling the car because the battery was dead. So they uncovered a bit of a scam thing going on here in Manitoba over that. Lou says the 78 and 79s did not have the interlock. Good to know. Someone would have to bring you a gallon of gasoline to get a charge. That's the other the other thing, eh? You gotta bring a generator and strap it on the back of your car and run it into a power outlet while it's burning gas. And Keith says, can they make electric cars sound like muscle cars? I don't see why they wouldn't, Just throw some speakers in the wheel well or out the back. Instead of having, a 3-inch tailpipe, you have a 3-inch sub that, a 3-inch speaker at the back that produces sound. I love it. I've had it where people have pulled up to me beside. There was one time, this was a number of years ago, and we're in rush hour. And I'm idling, probably 1050, 1100. My Nova's, kind of loud. The old motor was louder. And this lady in a Prius pulls up beside me and she goes, oh my God, do you know what kind of pollution you're creating? And I just started revving. I said, I'm sorry I can't hear you over my horsepower. Like, oh, you're polluting. You're destroying the world. And then she rolls up her window and it's like plus 30 degrees outside. And I'm just laughing. And after that, I kept my foot on the gas and kept it about 1500 to idle it even louder just to piss her off. I could be your best friend and your worst nightmare. I love it when people make those comments about how inefficient your car is, blah, blah, blah. But actually, the Nova's not too bad because it's fuel injection. So, it could be a lot worse. It has been a lot worse. But I'm getting 10 to 11 miles per gallon with that setup. So I'm happy. At least it's in the double digits. No idea what the Omega's getting. Yeah, again, it's got a 355 in it. Vortec heads. I've never really bothered to figure out the gas, but I know I don't fill up near as often. And look at that, we're coming just about up to an hour's time. But hey, if you guys want to keep going, I can keep going because I don't have much to do around here. Carson Brown, how you doing, sir? He just cut in here. How you doing? I think 2026 only electric cars will be sold new in California. You will not be able to buy gas after, I think, 2026. In all fairness, Carson, and I've had people tell me that at work too, you're not going to be able to buy. In all fairness, I'm going to drive these cars as long as I can till the day I drop in the ground. I mean, these cars are simple. You don't have all the electronics, crap, computers, sensors, well, except for the fuel injection, in these cars, and you can fix them. Well, you guys know, I don't have to tell you. Look at the room there is to work on these things. You don't see this in newer cars. My F-150 is not too bad, but I looked at my F-150 because I did an oil change on it this past week, and the alternator is way down by where the motor mount is on our small block Chevys. How the heck do you change that? Not only that, but hey, you got a motor problem? Oh yeah, we can easily pull the motor out, pull transmission out with it, right? On my F-150 and some of the newer muscle cars in that now, you got to pull the body off the car to get to the, or drop the K-frame. Forget that noise. Leave it simple. Yeah, I'm going to drive these for as long as I can, and I'll keep throwing money into them because you know what? In the longer run, I think it'll be cheaper, and yeah, it's kind of fun. Although I am getting tired of wrenching. And Dan says, yeah, the cutouts are great. I actually have cutouts on the Omega, but they are manual. Electric cutouts are illegal here in Manitoba. Of course they are, right? Like everything else around here. Josh, how you doing, buddy? Didn't see you sneaking in. That's why we love these old cars for sure. I mean, these things are awesome. I don't have to tell you guys. I don't have to go on and on about it, but I love the fact that I can work on it. It's simple, and for the most part, I can figure things out. You know? Keep it simple. Why do we have to get things so, I don't want to say congested, but we got to put so many sensors. We got to put this in. We got to put that in. I don't want this. I don't need navigation. I don't care for power windows in a two-door. Who cares about power windows in a two-door? Who cares about power locks in a two-door? I don't. A family vehicle, that, yeah, you might want to have, power locks, power doors, but, I don't need all this stuff where, I need my cell phone to attach to my radio. I need to have Spotify, Apple Music. I need to surf. I need to go to Amazon. I don't need that stuff because I'm driving. And that's another thing. All these gadgets now to keep you in your lane and things to park your car for you. I could go on another hour's rant about all these gadgets that are making people stupid and making people dumb, stupid drivers. Get rid of this crap. And your cars, these cars, you can take an impact, right? Look at that. Good old bumper. That's 250 pounds. If I got onto a new car today and did that, that whole bumper cover would be destroyed. And that would be a $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 ticket. And depending on the kind of car, I might have just set off your airbag that destroyed your dash. Okay, yeah, airbags you kind of need, safety features. Okay, I get that for some things. But keep them simple. Get a bumper so you can bump things. You can bump things, okay, oops, I bumped something, park or whatever. But a new car, you just bump it, and that's $3,000 damage. I know, because I did it with the Nova. Yeah. Okay, where were we? Yeah, Lou says straight pipes. Yeah, again, Lou, here in Manitoba, that's illegal. You have to have your factory emissions mufflers and cats if your car came with the cats. And I think that law is grandfathered to 1991 or cars before 1991. Well, you guys know how much I've talked about the wonderful traffic laws we have here in Manitoba and how they've tried to curb the car culture, but we still get around it. I mean, I got full exhaust systems. For these cars to be legal, you got to have full exhaust with the tailpipes going up and over the axle and exiting behind the back wheel or at the rear of the vehicle outside of the passenger compartment. Yeah, I understand that. And I do my best with both these cars to comply with the rules as best as I can. And, yeah, Josh, you're so right. We'll never see anything built so simple again. That's why we have to keep driving them. Yeah, well, yeah, I don't have to preach. You guys are all on the same page as I am. But car companies, engineers, you guys need to get your heads out of and make things workable again. I can't afford to take my car to a dealership for your $130 an hour service charge. And that's just to hook it up so you can go clear and go, oh yeah, it was nothing. Just to scan a car is about $130 here in Manitoba, depending what dealership you go to. You guys have priced cars out of the market for the normal people now. And that's why, and even now, backyard mechanics are being forced to close because they can't operate. They don't have the specialized tools. And, how many people have a garage that are going to have a hoist in it that they can lift the body to drop a K-frame, to swap a motor in that? I mean, you guys have made things so complicated. And I found out my neighbor with her Ford, I think she has an Edge. The water pump is inside the motor. Her water pump failed and hydrolocked the motor. Why would you put a water pump inside a motor? I'm going to have to do a special on car rants, I think. 2000 GMC Sonoma is cheap and easy to fix. Honestly, I haven't really touched anything later than the 90s. My truck, I don't ever wish to touch it. I get nervous just opening the hood to put oil in it, but I'll take your word in with it. Ford backs the boat into the water for you. Are you kidding? Is that really an option now, Brian? I guess they probably had to put that in there because too many people were probably backing the whole truck in there. I mean, there needs to be a penalty for stupidity. If you're unloading your boat and you drive your truck into the river, that's on you for being stupid. Okay? We don't need devices for that. Oh, man. And not only that, but I've heard at times were mechanics, some of my friends who are mechanics, they'll complain that the failures and the breakdowns that are coming into the shop are not as a result of the mechanical, but of the electronics. A sensor fails here, gives a bad reading to A, which gives a bad reason to B, to a bad reason to C, to a bad reason to D. That throws E off and broke and burnt out E. So it's the electronics that are causing the mechanical failures. Get rid of the electronics. I'd love to get a new car, gut it, and put a small block Chevy in it with a carburetor or Holly Sniper. So you guys are getting me all worked up here. Whoa! Patrick says that $130 is cheap. The average around the U.S. is $165. I don't know how people. I don't know how people can afford cars. It's no wonder people trade in cars and they're always getting newer cars because you just don't want to deal with the problems. All right, Craig. See you later. I see you have to go. Thank you for dropping in. It was good to see you. Good to hear from you. Hope things are all straightened out for you. We'll chat offline there and catch up on things. And yeah, as Carson says, even the tow truck calls when it breaks for you. Yeah, you got OnStar. But you know what? There are some electronic devices, I agree, that are cool as an option. Like OnStar, you know, it calls in an accident, something like that. Airbags, yeah, okay, I get that. I'm not going to preach about airbags, you know, because cars are built with crumple zones, whatnot, safety features, yada, yada. Okay, you know, there are some good, but like I said, there's a lot of devices where, oh, your cell phone's connected. Oh, you can listen to Apple Music. Oh, you could surf the net. Oh, here's Amazon. Oh, I can park your car for you. Oh, I can back it into the water. No. Give me back control of my car. I've also heard something where BMW is now copywriting and locking their computers so you can't alter them because people are altering them and then having accidents and causing injuries and that. And people are now going back to BMW and suing BMW for the abilities of their car of no doing of their own because somebody modified their programming. I heard that BMW is now locking down their programming. I mean, where there's a will, there's a way. You're going to lock down a computer. It's simple. They're going to build an aftermarket one and remove your part. We'll get around it. We always do. Brian Williams, run 3-inch pipes off the header to Flowmaster 40s and straight out the back under the bumper, loud and proud. That's what I got on the Nova, Brian. I've got 3-inch right from the header collector all the way up over the axle through MagnaFlows, and I got mine dumping behind the back wheels, as I do on the Omega as well, but the Omega is 2.5-inch. And I have been umming and ahhing about going 3-inch, but again, I don't really have about $1,000 to waste right now. It's one of those things, again, it's a want. And Dan says, the second starters start to go bad on these cars and shut off and restart. Oh, there's nothing more annoying than I sit beside a vehicle and I'm at a light and all of a sudden I hear, and yeah, all these cars are shut down at the sets of lights now and then start back up to go again. Like the start-stop. Yeah, don't tell me that that's not going to wear out a starter. And let me guess, that starter's probably under the intake manifold or something like that. Or, you know, inside the oil pan because you guys are all geniuses trying to save yourself a little bit of cubic inch underneath the hood area there. Yeah, I don't even want to look at one of those self-start cars. That's for sure. Hey, how's the foot doing? Josh, I'm glad you asked. Now, from time to time, as you can see here, I'm wearing a black compression sock because it still swells from time to time, but it's healing good. There's very little scar material. I get, go to physio and they work on the soft physio, soft tissue massaging and that to work out the hardness of the scarring material and that. I'm still about probably 2-3 months away from playing hockey again, but I've been well enough. Like I've driven to Regina and back 8 hours on the road back and forth, and that walking pretty much without a limp now. So I'm doing really good. Thank you very much for asking. Just in time for winter. But again, I still can't play hockey yet, so it's going to be a long winter. But for a good time, I'm looking forward to shoveling snow. And yeah, definitely looking forward to next year already, maybe doing some racing. And hopefully getting the oil leak fixed in the Nova and getting that out to the track. I'm really eager to get that out to the track. And I'm also umming and ahhing again about going back to the steel rims and hubcaps, even though, I mean, the mags look great. I love the look of the mags, but I also like my hubcaps. Oh, Lou's laughing at me. I'm getting all worked up here. Yeah, you ever see the Canadian get mad? Oh, if I was at a dealership, I would jersey somebody. I hope none of the lead fell out. Yeah, no, oh, here, I missed a comment here by Keith. Some vehicles today here, over 60 onboard computer systems. They don't even have steering columns. Yeah, that's right, electronic steering. No, 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 keep it mechanical. Mechanical. Cheap and simple. Oh, yeah, you know, that's going to be great. I'm going to be turning a corner and I blow the fuse to my steering. Oh, look at that. I'm just going to keep going in this circle here because I blew a fuse. Oh, I don't even want to think about that. Wow. Hey, Dave Williams is joining us. How you doing, Dave? One of the members of our moderator team here at Chevy Nova 7374. Dave, how you doing? You just missed my rant on new cars. As you can probably see, I'm still probably a little red and flustered. Guys here are getting me all worked up. You using short or long tube headers? I have long tube and they hit the ground with the front lower 2 inches, but I don't know if shirt will have enough room to bolt up. I'm using long tube. I actually have the same set of headers on both cars. They're hooker headers, 2451 HKR. Although, if I had to buy headers again, I think I'd splurge and get the ball and socket end ones, probably from Headman or that. But the ones I'm using are hooker headers, but I'm also running stock height spindles. Yeah, I could see 2 inches being, especially on the driver's side, at least on the Omega. You can. I've actually got some flat spots from where this car is bottomed out. But that was back when I had the old 6-cylinder springs in there. And the Nova, you know what? The Novas aren't as low, but I also have polyurethane mounts in the Nova, which brings the engine up a little more than the Omega. But yeah, I'm running long tube headers, and if my car was lowered to 2 inches, it would be a problem, especially with our streets here in Winnipeg. We are the pothole capital of Canada. I mean, it's not even funny. It's bad when you're F-150, when you're slowing down in a truck. That's another nice thing about the winter is the snow packs down those potholes and the roads are smooth. Okay, where are we going here? My personal favorite is progressive cruise control. Car hammers the brakes because a leaf or something blew across the sensor and you're sitting there figuring out what you almost hit. Oh yeah, that collision detection. Well, now you guys are going to get me going here again. In all the years we've putting all these systems in cars to prevent accidents and safety and this and that kind of crap, it finally took us 20 years to realize to put a sensor in the front so we don't rear end somebody. Unfortunately, the downside, like you pointed out there, is if something blows in front of the sensor. Yeah, trying to find out why you almost went through your windshield. Again, another reason why I like to drive old cars. Less problems, less crap. That's just no thank you. Brian Williams is running long tube header or hookers with a 2-inch drop in his front with no problem. Carson, are you do you have 8-cylinder springs in your car, or are you running old 6-cylinder springs in your car? Because that may affect the bouncing of your car a little bit too. Okay, Dave Williams says he's tired. It's been a long couple of weeks, busy with the kiddos at school. Are you fully back at school, Dave, teaching full-time, or is there still remote learning that's going on? I believe Dave is down in Arizona, now that I've told everybody where you live. Yeah, I know up here we're still half and half remote learning, half going back to school. Depends where you are in the province with the outbreaks and that, but it's still not good. I mean, the kids, this next generation, no, and it's not a shot at the teachers. That it's more a shot at the politicians and the crummy school systems. But we're going to be in real trouble with this next generations in terms of finding really smart, highly educated people to do the smart, highly educated kind of work. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. You mark my words, 20, 30 years, we're in trouble. All right. I have hookers, but the clamps scrape bad. That's Carson. Okay, there's some... Oh, right on. So some of you guys are jumping in to help Carson out. Lou says they're good brands, will tuck close to the body and don't stick down. I've been impressed with the hooker hairs. They were the cheapest header when I found, and really I probably should have spent a little more and gone with the Headman header because they have a nice ball and socket kind of connection at the collector. But again, I was using on both these cars, and this one's got power steering. That one's got manual steering. The 2451 HKR headers, those are the ones I'm using. And they're cheap enough that if you do bump and bash them, yeah. Oh, the one bad thing about these headers, and I really should bring this up. Okay, well, it's not such a problem on the Omega as it was on the Nova here. But I found the number 3, I had to take a socket and really bash that number 1 pipe around the number 3. And it's more so on the Nova than the Omega here. So obviously those are a lot newer than these ones. These ones I don't know what year they were stamped. But I had to take a socket on the number 1 there and smash it good so that I could get the cap and plug in cylinder number 3 on these 2451s. If you want, I can take closer pictures. I probably have some on the laptop. I could always upload to you, Carson, if you need. And then Josh says, oh, check, yes, the bump stops to see if that's why you're bottoming out. Yeah, that's actually a good point. And what's the part number of those? I actually have that because when I was running the 6-cylinder springs on the Omega before I put 8-cylinder springs in it, it was bottoming out so bad that I actually broke those. So let's see, suspension, lower bump, stop, controller, shocks, man, pitman, oh, here we are, lower control arm bump stops, Moog K6606 is the part number I used when I replaced, and actually I think I even replaced them in the Nova just because they were so cheap. I thought, why not, right? So there you go, Moog K6606. Maybe you look those up if you want, Carson, for bump stops. Josh, that's an excellent point. Thank you for bringing that up. And how old are the shocks again? I didn't see anything. If you said it was 8-cylinder springs or 6-cylinder springs you had in the front of that car. Oh, Dave, did I miss your reply here? No, that's your old reply. Okay. Oh, okay. Here's I'm missing a lot of chats here. Okay. Keith says, what is a good oil to use on our cars with zinc additive? I've heard some have more zinc than others. There's on the other 7374 group, we had this chat with Tim Bourne, Jay Bourne. And what I've been using in the Nova, this is what Dan told me to use, is I've been using the Cone Cam engine break-in oil adhesive. This is what I've been using in the Nova with Castrol. Here we go. Castrol GTX. In the Nova, I'm using 1040. In the Nova, I'm using 1040. In the Omega, I'm using 2050. But for the zinc add-in, I've been using this Comp Cam engine break-in oil adhesive. That's what I've been using. It says here, extend the durability of internal components, including camshells, valve train, and all moving parts. Features a blend of extreme pressure additives and ZDDP zinc at levels no longer available in off-the-shelf oil. Compatible with any petroleum, synthetic, or blended oil. So that's what I've been using. I hope that we'll see what some of the other guys pipe up and say. You should have had a collection sensor on your Nova. Ouch! Oh, Patrick, really breaking my balls here, buddy. That hurt. Actually, I did have a collision sensor. It was my girlfriend screaming, "Dave!" I guess I gotta calibrate it better. Patrick, you made me laugh, buddy. That was a good one. That was a good one. Okay, Carson says he has 8-cylinder springs or Hodgkin lowering springs. It's low in the front. Okay. Daniel Carroll, how you doing, buddy? I made it on time, finally. Yeah, Dan, we've been waiting for you. It's been 80 minutes. But hey, in all seriousness, welcome. Glad to have you on board. And I loved your post there when we were talking about Novas. And you mentioned, well, I have one. Okay, two. Okay, it's even better with three. Oh, four. And I replied to you that now you're just bragging. But man, I thought that was pretty funny. No, that might have been in a different Nova group. Okay, scratch that. But either way, I found that post funny. And yeah, full in person with no mask. Oh, okay, that's Dave's talking about the school down there. And yeah, kids are not invested. It sucks. Yeah, the kids are really gonna suffer. Unfortunately, I had my little girls this past week, and the one, she's gonna be 7. She's in grade 2, and I learned that if I was in grade 2 today, I would probably fail. But she's having a little trouble, and I think she's got some dyslexic stuff happening with mixing up the letters and that. The problem is when you're homeschooling, and the kids that have these kind of problems, there's no teacher's aides to help them or to diagnose them in that. And I think those are the ones that are really, unfortunately, going to suffer. And I mean, we work hard with my daughter to try and do what we can for her and see specialists and that. But she doesn't live close to me. They live out of town. So I don't see her very often. It's going to be real tough unless the schools open up and really, our governments, we got to start funding the school systems. Quit backing your pensions and coughing up raises for yourselves, and put that money into schools. And I've posted about this, those of you who are friends with me on Facebook, saying all these companies that spend all the big money to put their name on, the hockey arenas and players' helmets and advertising on the hockey rinks and ice. That money you're spending to advertise your name, how about renaming a high school with your company name? Like, for example, we have the arena that the NHL Winnipeg Jets play out of. It's now called Canada Life Center. It was the MTS Bell Center. Now it's the Canada Life Center. No clue how many millions of dollars they paid to have their name on that building. What if they would have renamed Old River Heights High School there to Canada Bell High School and put that $3-4 million naming rights into that school? How smart do you think those kids would be getting all the proper equipment and stuff there? Or naming a couple schools in the school division. Or naming a school division after your company. These companies, get out of the sports venues, because these players making millions of dollars to play a game, that's a joke. That's an absolute joke. What if we paid our teachers like we paid athletes? We would be driving electric cars right now. You guys really did me worked up today. Common Core engineers building cars. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Again, we're suffering already. I have to pull the header to change the number 3 plug. Oh, yeah, see, Brian, that's like I said with mine. What I did is I took a socket and I hammered the number 1 pipe so I could get my number 3 plug. And I did some research before, of course, taking the hammer and socket to the header. I watched some videos from Engine Master. Oh, I didn't own this car. I watched some videos from Engine Master, and they did some dyno tests, and it showed that there was no performance loss when collapsing down a header tube, unless you like really squished it tight. Then you would know some performance. But just a little ding for a steering box or for a spark plug had zero effect on power output. And I'm not going to say that these Engine Master dyno guys are, gospel, but I like to see things for myself, and just seeing that kind of put my mind at ease, and I took a socket and hammered away. Yeah, Carson says, sorry, getting back to Brian Williams there. Brian, on my Omega here, this motor was out of a 97 Silverado. So my dipstick tube, I got the old truck oil dipstick tube here. And I actually have a cover on the positive side terminal here because there's been a few times I've also tested my voltage when checking my oil. But I have to take out the dipstick because the way the tube runs up and over number 6, I can't get to the number 6 plug on this motor because of that. So I feel for you. Yeah, and Carson says when he goes over speed bumps or steep inclines, it's scraping. Have you ever thought, Carson, maybe of getting like a little half-inch plate or something and just kind of tacking it on the side of the header? I wonder if that would help scrape protect your headers, or would that just, I guess, collapse it further up the pipe? That's hard to say. Yeah, you're going to have to slow down, buddy. And Patrick Newman has just replied to you, Keith. I don't know if you've seen it. Valvoline Racing Oil ZR. That's good to know. I'm going to look to see if that stuff's available in Canada here. You know, that stuff should be available because I found out when I was doing my brakes and I bought brake fluid that the stuff available from Napa was actually Valvoline brake fluid that was just rebottled in a generic Napa bottle. It was actually Valvoline brake fluid. So I was actually, and I bought 2 bottles of that just to make sure I had some. Lou says to Carson to also look at Patriot heads. Very happy with how they fit. No more scraping. I've heard very good thing about Patriot heads. I've heard that they are expensive, but they are worth their money. Again, living in Canada, add a third onto that price, plus shipping, and yeah, that's what we get up here, bent over. And Daniel says, yeah, he just got off work. Well, Dan, again, thank you for joining us. And hopefully you'll go back and watch it. It's been an interesting stream, I would say. And Dave Williams says he's going to SEMA next week. Whoop whoop! So hey, right on, Dave. And Dave, congratulations to your students in your. And Dave's an automotive school teacher, folks. For those who don't know, and his group won the crew pit challenge at the drag strip. So very, very good, Dave. Congratulations to you and your students on that. We saw you post some pictures. I know you posted more pictures on your personal Facebook account, but I just wanted to say congratulations and give you your 15 seconds. Well, it's been almost 10. Close to 15 seconds of fame here in quite an achievement for you and your students. So in all seriousness, honestly, congratulations and good job to the kids. And Lou says, yeah, Engine Masters, maybe that's not Roadkill. I'm thinking Engine Masters, Lou. Thank you for pointing that out. Engine Masters did an episode on head bashing to quite a bit of collapsing before it affected performance. That's what I meant. I meant Engine Masters, not the Roadkill guys. I don't watch too many of those car shows. In fact, I don't have cable TV. It's been about 5 years now. But I really like that Engine Masters. A friend of mine has a subscription. I've watched it a few times. I also found one of the episodes very interesting on 2.5 inch exhaust versus 3-inch exhaust. I found that very interesting too. The thing I don't like about Engine Masters is as that show is developed, all their tests seem to be on these big cubic inch, big block Chevy motors and all this. And they've gone away from the simple small block stuff that the everyday person can seem to afford. And they're going with all these monsters. Oh, the 632, we got this set up. I don't want to see a 632 with an 1150 CFM carb. I want to see a Chevy, a 350 small block, or a 400, or a 427, 454 small block, big block. I want to see motors that are in everyday cars. I don't want to see all these big crate motors. Yeah, Josh says, who could get him into the PRI show next week? Hey, Josh, if you got an extra ticket, I'll go with you. All right, Dave, well, thank you for joining us. He's off to karate practice. I guess, you got to keep up your self-defenses and fight off all those people trying to get your Nova. So, Dave, thank you for joining us. Holy crap, we've done 90 minutes, folks. So, what else do you guys want to get me worked up about tonight? Or if you guys want to wrap it up, I don't know. It's totally up to you guys. This is your show, as much as it is mine. So what do you guys want to do? Yeah, again, Engine Masters. Engine Masters also did a show. I believe it was episode 27, back when it was on YouTube. Of course, now that they're, everything you got to pay for now, it's no longer on YouTube. They did a show on air filters as well. And I actually took screen captures of the result pages. I could post those in the Chevy Nova group if people are curious about it. They did an excellent one on the different types of air cleaners out there. 2-inch, 3-inch, 4-inch, with the breathable caps, velocity stacks. They did all kinds, and it was really interesting. They even used a salad bowl. They kind of hold the bottom of a salad bowl. It was pretty funny. Speaking of air cleaners, some guys there are making custom cowl induction air cleaners to hook up to their hoods. That's something I'm hoping to do too this winter. Again, getting myself all worked up thinking about winter again. Brian William wants to talk about taxes. Brian, come to Canada, and I'd like to hear your version of taxes. Oh my God. No, I'm not going to get started on that. That falls under politics. But on the plus side, one of the benefits of the high taxes up here is the free health care. And Carson has said there's one about intakes, dual plane and single plane. And Carson, I haven't seen that one, but I have seen firsthand on the Nova when I had the 406 with the Holy Sniper. I was running a dual plane crosswind, what was it? Power Products crosswind intake, which is basically an air gap. Dual plane with the EFI. And I noticed my plugs in the middle seemed pretty dark, and the plugs on the outside seemed pretty lean. And then when I had the head problem and I rebuilt the heads, was it 2 years ago? And at that time, I switched to a single plane air gap intake. And Edelbrock, what was it this time? Edelbrock 2925. The air gap, the Edelbrock air gap, Victor Jr. I think it was. And I went with single plane. And with the EFI, my plugs are all even now. I don't notice the power difference, this or that. But I did notice that my plugs are all evenly looking in terms of wear and burn. So I would say there is definitely a difference of running the two. Did I make more power? I couldn't tell you. But I'm thinking if the plugs look better and burn better, depends what you do with your car. Okay, Josh totally sees what I'm talking about. I totally get not wanting to see the big, huge cube tested, but I do believe things they test show a bigger difference with larger displacement. Sells the idea more. I never thought of that. You're probably bang on where... Yeah, that's probably exactly why they use the bigger cubic inch. It shows more of a difference. I never thought of that. Carson, do you think cowl hoods help any? That's a good question. I mainly went with a cowl hood on the Nova, more for clearance than I did for cooling or performance, because when I built my other 406. And I had a spacer. I needed a little more room with the other intake, and it's funny how I came across my hood. I don't know if I've ever told the story or typed it. One night I was out cruising in the Omega. We're sitting in one of the parking lots talking with my buddy Ian. He's got a 72 Nova. And this guy comes out of nowhere, comes up to us. Hey, either of you guys interested in buying a cowl hood for a 74 Nova? Well, 4 days later and $300 later, I bought a brand new steel Goodmark 2-inch steel cowl hood. And I mainly got it for the clearance, but seeing how I have it, I have an inch carb spacer in the bottom of my EFI, and then I have an inch filter space as well to get the filter just a little higher. I'm still running a 2-inch. I was running a 3-inch there for a while, but now with the EFI, I have a fuel pressure gauge on the side, so I can't use my drop base. That drops as low, so I can't run the by 3, but the by 2 filter is good enough. And I put it up in the cowl to get a little more cool air. I'm assuming cool air makes more power because you see how your car runs on a cooler day versus a hot day, especially at a track. So I'm going to say it probably helps, and to probably seal it away from the heat of the motor. Yeah. The one thing I wonder, though, if I seal it up, is that going to heat up underneath? Will that affect the cooling of the carburetor? You're making me think. I don't know, but you're making me think. That's a good question for somebody who's smart. And time for a tea party. Oh, I guess, does that mean Patrick's taking off? Oh, okay. And Lou replied to Carson, my 2 cents worth for our application. It's more for clearance and using high-rise intakes. I'd agree with Lou. And actually, I want to put a cowl scoop on the Omega, and I'll just get the Sawzall out and cut a hole. And more or less, it's going to be just to kind of really for the look, and second, just to get the air cleaner up a little more. But I don't have any heat issues on the Omega. I'm running a 650 double pumper, and I'm having no issues with heat or fuel boiling or any of that stuff. So for me, it's more cosmetic and clearance. Yes, Carson, you're right. Auto Teacher explained it to me too. And I think I may even have seen it on one of those hot rod TV shows where it shows how the air air comes up, and when it hits the windshield, it comes down. And actually, a real cowl is only supposed to be like inches from the windshield, not. Well, I don't want to cut my wires here, but. A real cowl is supposed to actually come almost up to the windshield and not be back like our street cowls here, which is about, 4 inches? So a true cowl, to get that perfect amount of air in that, is supposed to be a lot closer to the windshield versus, what I got over there now. Oh, okay, and Brian says he's running a 650 Edelbrock on an RPM intake and had a nice little ding in the hood, so he went to a 2-inch cowl. Oh, yeah, that happened to a friend of mine. Closed the hood, it wasn't closing. Slam! Ooh! yeah, nothing like clearancing that. But yeah, me, it's cosmetic and clearance. Yeah. All right. What else is up, folks? Oh, now we're 38 minutes. It's just after 9 here. I did the poor man cowl, lifting the hood in the rear. Yeah, Carson, I did that too 1 year. Just because what I ended up doing is I adjusted my hinges and put some washers. But what I also did to get air in is I cut my cowl here, up here like this, so the air would go in through the grills and back this way, and I took out the rubber seal. I did that as well. Yeah, that's what I called it. I called it the poor man's cowl induction. Did it work? Yeah, made me feel good. Oh, a racer trick. How about the old days? In the old days where I know when I still had the 352 Brown, we used to take the air cleaner lid and flip it over. Sean Michael Myers, how you doing, sir? I was talking about you a little earlier. You must have heard your ears burning about that shot you took at me, that wisecrack you took at me there. Yeah, dude, you made me spit my Kool-Aid out. That was pretty funny. We were talking, and you know what? Sean is actually a very smart guy with a lot of these engine technical questions we should be asking him. Sean, while you're here, I kind of forget now. Oh, Sean, your opinion of oil and oils with zinc additives. What are the best oils for running in our motors that you would recommend? Not saying they are the best, because of course we're not pushing any particular brand. We're not associated with anybody, yada, yada, yada. What do you recommend? That's one. Two, yeah, it's been a while. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Better late than never. Single plane versus dual plane intakes. Your opinion on those, if you got a moment. Yeah, I think that's mostly what kind of stuck in the back of my mind of a question we really needed an expert on. And by the way, love the pictures of your motor. It's, I'm getting excited for you to get that ready. That's awesome. Yeah, I think that's the two things first here. Yeah, no, yeah, you got to yank my chain. Yeah, somebody's got to keep me in line, eh? Yeah, it's all good fun. I actually had somebody private message me and saying, I don't think you should be letting users talk to you like that, like even though you're an administrator. And I just replied back to the person and said, oh, we're friends and it's all in good fun. Yeah, there's no seriousness there. But I actually had somebody message me about that. That made me laugh even harder. All right, let's give Mike a second here to type, see if he's got some answers for us. And sorry, Sean. Sean right now is building a 327 small block Chevy for his Nova, and looks like it's coming together nicely. I can't wait till you get that thing on the road and get some new pictures to post and that for your team Blurple, as you call it, blue and purple, Blurple. Okay, depending on the mileage, I personally run Rotella because it has all the vitamins and full synthetic. It has a good range of velocity. Also, what was the second question? I lost count after the first. So did I. And so that Rotella, does that have the zinc additive in that too? And I noticed some of the new oils, like I read in the Quaker State now, their regular oil is synthetically blend. I don't run Quaker Stick. I haven't run it in a long time. But I've been told now that it has synthetic properties in it as well. Okay, what was that second question? If anybody else remembers, help me out here. Yeah, zinc. Yeah, we talked about headers and that. What else did we talk about? Oh, yeah, this. I forget. Well, we'll go on that one for now. Oh, single plane versus dual plane intakes. That was the other one. Yeah, thank you, Carson. There you go. Carson just confirmed that. Oh, just got a message here. One sec. Girlfriend's wondering why I'm not replying to her. Okay, there we go. I just replied, Nova business. Yeah, Sean Michael Myers. I think you're a mechanic by trade, are you not, Sean? If memory serves me correctly. Either way, this gentleman's brilliant. Even though his car is the wrong color, I'm not going to hold that against him. So we'll give him a moment there to answer that. And I think I'm getting close to wrapping it up. I don't know about you folks if you want to keep going or not. We still have a handful of viewers, still 80 on here. Holy, 138 comments, right on. It says something about video clips. I can bring video clips into this? Hey, if I can make this stream more exciting, I would love to. And I don't know if my buddy Mike Wilson is still listening or Mike, you should come on down for the next one and come co-host with me. That'd be cool. Maybe we could do some body work right there for everyone to see on the old Slomega here. Yeah, get ready to wrap things up. I don't know if you guys can see on the Omega here, but the cowl here is actually green. That's the old one off the Nova, because I used to have that fuel pressure gauge on the Nova, and then when I got EFI, I moved it over to the Omega, so I just switched cowls on the two cars. So with that cowl being green, that's what our insurance goes by for registering the color of the car. So even though the whole car is black, because that cowl is green, I'm supposed to register that car as the color green. I had a police officer pull me over to tell me about that. Yeah, I'll get right on it. Okay, Lou says, carbureted run dual plane, but Dave, when running EFI, single plane seems to work better. And yeah, Lou, I witnessed that firsthand myself, especially the way the plugs looked and were burning. It was a big difference, single plane with the EFI. I don't remember so much with the carb. I guess if I ever change the intake on the Omega to find out, because I believe this is a. I don't know. Isn't that bad? I can't even remember what I have on cars anymore. Man, I'm getting old. This is the Performer EPS Vortec. So I'm assuming that's a dual plane. Oh, okay. Here's another blurb from Sean. Yes. So the EPA has passed laws that have caused any regular shelf oil to be so very low in ZDDP, or ZDDP for the Americans, that pushrod engines are wiping out cams. I see it every day, especially in fresh-built engines. And you know what? Firsthand, I can tell you that's absolutely correct, because this is the old cam out of my 406 with 4 low... Ooh. Oh, that was a spider. 4 lobes are pretty worn. A couple at the back here. I don't know if you can, how well the camera's picking that up compared to some of the other ones, like this one here. You can see how nice and high that is. This one's got some wear. That one's really worn. Those ones don't look too bad. There was 4 of them. Oh yeah, this one's pretty worn. Oh, look at that one compared to that one. Yeah. And that was, and I misunderstood Dan when I was talking to him. I thought he said you just run the Z or Z or whatever you want to call that letter, DDP oil, for so many miles, and after your motor is worn in, you could stop running it. I misunderstood Dan. I stopped running it after, I had 8 years on that motor, and I probably stopped running it after 3 years. And I could see the wear firsthand on that cam there, the effects of not using the zinc additive. And Sean, I was showing people when they were asking about it, this is what I was using, this is what I am using. Although I have a full roller in the 421 now, I'm still adding this oil into the car. I mean, for the few dollars it costs, just to give it a little extra added protection. But yeah, my 421 is full roller. And that was something when I built the motor, regular cam lifter set here costs, I think it's about $300, $350 or whatever for your car. I splurged a little. I went with roller cam, roller lifters. That was about $1,100 hit. That hurt a lot. But wow, does it rev up fast when you're playing on the street. I actually did my first full launch in that car before parking it last weekend. And with the drag radials on it, despite the fact that I changed lanes with the throttle, wow, I'm looking forward to giving that car a go next spring. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. The weird thing that is scaring me right now, though, is that's still the stock 8.5 rear end in it with stock axles. So My plan this winter was to upgrade the axle and suspension, maybe even look into going with a 12 bolt, but with what happened this summer and not really working much, I just don't have the funds for that upgrade this winter. So that's another thing that worries me is snapping an axle at the playing. Okay. Oh, okay. And to finish what Sean was saying there, as long as the oil says Z DDP additive or high levels of, you are in the clear. But it is a vital thing to look for. Be very, very, very wary of using things like Mobile One Full Synthetic or any 2 brands if it is not specialized for older or race engines. Thank you, Sean. And then he does have a reply here. When it comes to dual or single plane, I would say what is the engine used for? What fuel optimization you're using, i.e. carbureted or injected. Also, if you're planning on running nitrous, here's a shorty and skinny. Carb engines use as a driver, go dual, which is what I've heard. If you live at the track, go single, which is what I heard. And if you're fuel injected, it depends on the velocity. So if you have a cam, run single, but the velocity makes it more efficient and keeps the cylinders clean. But if the carb does not run on the single plane, the car drives around town a lot, it will do the opposite and gum up the 4 outside cylinders. Now that I did not know. But I have noticed though, as I mentioned earlier, going to the single plane, all my plugs look a lot better. Yeah, like Patrick says here, it wouldn't hurt to add it. I buy roller motors daily due to cam and lifter failure. Yeah, I know the next time this one comes out or gets fresh. This motor's been in the car since 2011. We put it in. It's got over 350 passes at the track. Granted, Dad doesn't run it to the full, power band because it shifts at 4,200 and 4,600 with the governor. So I'd like to change that, but Dad wants to leave it alone. So he's not running it to its limits. This thing's not even burning oil or using oil yet, so I don't even want to touch it. I know there's been some times when things are slow with Dan building motor, he's threatened to come throw sand down the carb to get himself some business. But this is probably one of his signature motors here that this thing just keeps running and running. But when it does come apart or need freshening up, I will be going with a full roller on it as well. And Sean just replies here, my funds are the reason for the slow engine build. Also, I'm a stickler for the exact science, so my motor has no cut corners. Sean, there's nothing wrong with that. And yeah, I mean, it's not cheap. I learned that firsthand. And I even went out and got a second job to pay for that motor. Yeah, especially when you're raising a family too. He's riding the line on compression and naturally aspirated on a 450 horse 327 pump fuel. It'll be a tight rope walk to do with 91 octane, but I'll have her tuned in. Yeah, that's exciting. Yeah, 450 horse on a 327. That's pretty cool. I look forward to you getting back out there and getting your car running, because I know I've watched the pictures of your car, and then it's been a while, and some of your videos there where you just opened up the hood and there's the motor in pieces and you just closed it. Yeah, it'll be nice to get that all together in that for sure. Holy crap, almost 2 hours, so we're gonna have to call this one the Chevy Nova 2-hour show. And what's left? We only got 6 viewers, so 6 viewers still left. I guess, you know what, let's do a final round table. Sean, thank you very much for coming in late here and adding this great knowledge. Hopefully somebody will watch this stream. Will watch it all the way to the very end. You have posted up some great information here. That's awesome. That's some good information. So let's do round table. If for the 6 remaining people who are here, I'm assuming Dan Carroll's probably having his supper now because he's over in Alaska there, so they'll be a few hours behind all of us. Or he's out working on one of his 4 Novas he liked to point out the other day. Oh, yeah. No, Sean, by all means, yeah, watch it, comment, and I'm always looking for comments and going back to try and make sure I reply to everybody because, if you're going to take the time to watch it, then I'm going to take the time to reply. That's my thinking anyway, but really appreciate you joining in. Your greens read slow. uh, I have nothing for you. I wasn't even ready for that. You know what? Next time we do this show, I'm going to wear a green shirt just to piss you off. Lou says it's 10:30 over there in Idaho. Oh, Sean says he's got 7 people. I wonder if, you know what? Actually, it's really 6 because I'm cheating here, Sean, and I'm streaming it on my laptop as well. So, yeah, there's only 6. And I was doing that just because I wasn't sure at the start whether or not the stream was running properly. And Brian Williams says his plans with the old 380, 350 Interceptor gets tired is to bore it out and stroke it to 383. You know, that's when I blew up my 406 this time last year. I thought about going 383. If Dan wasn't able to save the block, I was going to go 383. And when he was able to save the block, I was going to do, again, 406, but just change the pistons. And Dan brought why don't you try to do a 421 stroker? And that's where I'm at now. That's the end of that story. Ohio, Idaho. Oh, yeah, well, it's getting late and I'm having trouble reading here. That's such small print. Lou in the southern states there. That should cover it. Or south of the border. Sorry, buddy. I'm getting tired. It's probably not even funny, so I apologize. Oh, yeah, there's nothing wrong with wisecracks and disturbing stuff there, Sean. It's funny. I love the banter we got going, you and I. It's pretty cool, for sure. Oh, Ronnie Rage Bolin has showed up. First time seeing this, came in late, but thanks for the info. Not sure how long you've been streaming here. We've been on almost 2 hours, but thank you for joining us. It may be worth just, restarting and comment below. And I do go back throughout tomorrow, I'll go back through the comments and that and reply. I mean, if you're going to take the time to watch and comment, I'm going to take the time to reply. So, welcome. Yeah, sorry you kind of missed it. Yeah, we were just a lot of good chats today. So, Sean says, paint your car. Oh, see, this is the Team Green and Team Blue just going on here. This is this is starting a whole. This is going to keep going all week now. Oh, okay. I have a question hand raised. Okay, what gears are you running in that 12-second car? Sean, believe it or not, in the Nova, which my best times, and I have it on video and I have time slips, 1227, 1228 at 109, 110 miles per hour is with 342 gears with a 255 60-inch 60-15 tire, which I think is, 26 inches. In my Omega with the 355, Turbo 350, I have 373 gears and it runs low 13s. Are you live? Yeah, we're live right now. Still. Yep, still going. It's almost 2 hours. Like I said, we're going to have to rename this one the Chevy Hour 2-hour show. I was right. Dan was having supper there. The caribou stew was very tasty. Oh, that would go good. It's pretty cool here in Winnipeg today. I think right now it's about 8 degrees Celsius. That's what? Maybe low 50s for you guys. And hey, Brian, how you doing? Yeah, I see you there. Nice of you to stay with us or to join us. Are you coming? No, you've been here all along, haven't you? Or am I mixing you up with another Brian? Which is all possible. Oh yeah, Brian Holmes. Oh yeah. Chevy Hour double shot. Yeah. You know, I don't mind keep going. If you guys want to keep chatting, hey, I'm all for it. It's not like I got anything to do, but I just figure, you know, you guys probably get tired of listening to me talk. Oh, tomorrow's moose. You know what? There's nothing better than moose hamburger, Dan. My ex-girlfriend's father used to hunt moose all the time, that moose hamburger. Like, it's got a real game taste, but wow, it is some of the best. In America, we say nothing runs like a deer. In Canada, they say nothing runs like a caribou. Oh, Dan says it's low 30s up there. Oh, you better make sure that car's plugged in. Yeah, I'm not ready for winter, especially, you know, with not having much of a summer. Again, that's because of my injury, but everything happens for a reason, right? Oh, he left after the bump stops off. I left the bump stops off. Okay. Yeah, that part number I believe was K6606 for the Moog lower control arm bump stops. I don't know, Sean. Couldn't tell you. Moose hamburger, why do they call it a burger? A burger ham when it's beef. Okay, yeah, you got me again. I'm just not ready for you. It's too late in the night to deal with you, Sean. Okay, yeah, so yeah, Brian, you were here. That's right. Okay. Yeah, yeah, I talked about the bump stops there, and I got that part number. I don't know if you got it. K6606. That's Moog. And I don't know, there's also bump stops on the rear too. I don't have the part number that where they go on the frame rails. I don't have the part number, but I could get that. And then yeah, the Z or Z DDP. Sean talked about it earlier about in the oils here, and some of the additives that you can buy. And I got this from my local speed shop, but you could probably order it through Summit Racing, or I know some of the stuff I can't order over the border because it's oils or gas products, so I have to go through a dealer. Sean. Yeah, I just wasn't prepared for you tonight. But you know, I'm just looking in the video here on the monitor and getting a nice green glow over there, eh? I really like that. And then back up here from Team Black. Oh, speaking of Team Black, yeah, Dan, he's Daniel Carroll here with his Black Nova. Dan, the Blues are moving in and trying to bully and take over the show. We can't let it happen. You know what? I'm going to have to try and do a stream like a comedy, and I'll just get Sean to come in because I think you and I could make a few people laugh, buddy. All right, what's next? Are we still doing the round table? Are we still going? What's up, folks? Oh, we got an extra viewer now. We got 7 viewers. Right on. And so, and we had a new viewer just joined us momentarily ago there too. Ronnie, where is he? Yeah, Ronnie Rage Bullen. Again, welcome again, buddy, and hope you're enjoying this. Definitely worth checking out some of the earlier stuff. And again, after this video's done, I will download it and it will be uploaded. You can watch them again within the Facebook group. You go to Chevy Nova, our group here. Actually, well, no, I can't show you on the laptop. That's going to be a problem. I'm going to have to figure out the screen sharing. You can go to the group, and at the top, of course, I have it in the topics. I have it on the Chevy Nova stream. But if you go to the media tab, it'll show videos, and you can see all the previous streams along with the chat as the chat is populating down the side of the screen here. So you can always do that and view it again from the Facebook. I do upload it to YouTube. However, with YouTube, you don't get the chats. So you have no idea what I'm talking about. And for all you know, I could be making this stuff up. So there's a few places to kind of catch it in that. Oh, Dan, yes. Black is the new blue. Yes, I like it. And Lou is planning on upgrading his rear end. He's going to 355 gears and stronger axles. I'm definitely going to go with stronger axles. I don't know if I'm going to change my gear. I think I'm just going to leave 342s. I mean, I have good times with the 342s. I don't really need to change it. If anything, I don't want to say I want to go with 308s to increase my mileage because I do more driving than anything. You know what? I'm going to see what the 342s do with that 26-inch tire and a quarter. Because if I break 11.5, which I'm not, I'm totally not expecting to break 11.5. I'm hoping for, realistically, I'd like to get past 12. 12.23 is my best time ever in the Nova. I'd like to, touch a 12.0 or something like that. But talking with Dan, Dan thinks that thing's going to run in the mid 11s. If I break 11.5, then I will be kicked off the track. Because I'm not caged. I'm not caging that car, and if that becomes a problem, then maybe I will go down to a 323 or a 308 gear to slow the car down a little bit. I don't know. That's I'm probably going to stick with the 342s. All right, Brian. Well, thanks again for joining us. It was great having you here, and hopefully you'll join us again. Thank you very much. Have yourself a good evening. Okay, and then Sean has another little tidbit here. The only issue I would say with using DDP, see, I'm trying to be politically correct here, right? Maybe a tad bit funny. Additive is that the most oils we are running become detergents. The full actual function of those detergents is they bond with foreign materials, your adhesive, making them larger, and the filter will pull the adhesive out of your oil. Oh, so it's best to get an oil with ZDDP embedded within it and not bottle-wise. Yikes. I didn't even know that. That makes sense. Yeah, that's terrific information there, Sean. You know what really burns me up about all of this is, not only are you funny, but you're smart too. I can't even pick on you and call you dumb or anything like that because, man, you've got it all covered here. Smart and funny. But in all seriousness, that is great information to. And I think I only have 3 or 4 bottles left, so I think, I don't know. Yeah, I got 4 bottles left here. What I might do is I might just run those bottles out, and then next spring, because I still have some castor oil on the shelf over there, I'm going to run that all out, and then I'm going to probably, like you say, get something where it's embedded. And 342 is optimal. The reason I went with 342s back in the day when I did the gear switch, that was in 2001 I did that, was to give myself a little more oomph off the line. I was going to go 373s, but I went 342s. And when I built my first 406 motor, which it was 8.5 compression that runs 13.3, 13.4, I built it for my RPM range, so when I'd be going through the traps, it'd be between 53 and 5,500. So I wouldn't, be buzzing over 6, because that 406 still had the 5565 rods in it. So that's why I went with 342s. And also, I still drive the car on the highway. I even drive it to our track, which is, an hour outside the city. 373s, like when I'm driving the Omega, it's buzzing at about 3,400 at 60 miles an hour. The Nova is about 3,000. And I'll actually drive a little slower in the Omega and keep the RPMs around 3,000. I just don't like buzzing that high. And Lou's thinking of going with 383, going to a 383 and hoping for mid 12s. The one thing I have learned, and at times, to be honest with you, I actually have more fun with the Omega, with it being slower running in the 13s and 14s, especially because with more consistency of racing that. But one thing I've really noticed, and I found it when I was watching some old videos of when the Omega's still running 17s with a 305 in it, as I'm watching the race, and okay, you're watching the lights, and Go. Okay, you're going in. All right, shift in the second. Let's go. Woo! Oh, this is awesome. Yeah, well, there's the RPMs getting close to 5. And then, right on in the third. This is awesome. Oh, there. Oh, the finish is coming up. Yeah, that was a good run. That was a good run. Yeah. Now with the car getting faster. Oh, gotta go. All right, go. Oh, second right now. And then, third. Oh, am I short shifted on? Woo! 13 cents. Ooh, it's over. Okay, and then now running low 12s, it's like bang, 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 done. Whoa, I'm done. I actually prefer running in the slower car because I feel like you're more involved in the race just a little longer. Also, I find the bigger you build, the bigger you break. Like if and heaven forbid something happened to the 421, but if that breaks, I'm done. I can't afford to build another motor like that. That was a once in a lifetime kind of thing. Yeah. They're blue with envy of the black and green crew. How true, Daniel. How true it is. I got the best of both worlds, like I said, with the green cowl and the black paint. Yeah. Blue with envy, red with rage. We're a good team. Oh no. Okay, this sounds like Sean's making fun of me again. Also, if you want to slow the car down, just open the window and hang your big head out. That would cause a decent amount of drag and stop you from having to cage the car. Works for me. Yeah, what if I get a mosquito in my teeth? My big head. I'll just throw the anchor out the window. Yeah, I prefer. I actually prefer it being a little slower than versus running with the Nova. Although it's exciting trying to run and see if you can beat your best time of 12.2. But at the same time, I kind of like that little bit of extra time that you're in the car and you're feeling the RPMs and hearing that motor revving. I think a low 13-second, high 12-second car is just perfect. That's my opinion. I see a lot of people getting into engine building. I love that, but I also see them just grabbing any head gaskets and slapping it on their engines. Okay, what's the compressed thousandth? Yeah, like what do they call that? The quash or the quish or how the thickness of the gasket can also affect the compression in your motor. I think I know what you're talking about there. When I asked somebody their head gasket compression height, they looked at me silly. You can lose as much as an entire compression ratio just running a store-bought head gasket. Usually, using a Felpro gasket, it's around 40,000. That will make it 11-1, a 10-1. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got to gasket thickness is something you got to. It's definitely you got to take into account. And you're right, Sean. That's where experience comes into play, where you learn all those kind of things. I didn't realize that on the first motor I built till talking with a buddy, and then of course when I met Dan Clem, and Dan knows all this stuff because he's been building engines for years and years and years. So I just get Dan to build my motors. I mean, he does such a great job for me. There's no way I can use or learn any of that kind of knowledge like you've got here, or the knowledge he has building a couple engines. That takes time and experience to learn that kind of stuff. But that's something I know. Like I use all Felpro gaskets in both the cars, and of course all ARP bolts. So yeah, I can tell you how thick the gaskets are and most gasket names or numbers. Mosquito-free protein. Now if you get it in the eye, that's gonna hurt. Yeah, no, I just don't want to have to cage the car. To me, that's too much structural change, and yeah, I'm not going there. All right, I'm going to threaten everybody with the round table again because you know what? It's almost 9:45. I'm getting tired. So, unless Sean's got some more valuable knowledge. Sean, we could really use you a little earlier, when people are actually watching. Oh, built over. So Sean's built over. So you and Dan would get along very well, Sean. because you guys would both have that knowledge that you could probably talk about all kinds of nightmare builds or horror stories from other people. I don't know if you ever talked to Dan Clem. He's friends on my Facebook there. He is in our groups. I don't know if you've ever talked to him about motors, but he'd probably really enjoy talking with you. All right, so there's 3 people in here. Sean, you're one of them. I'm assuming Dan, you're the other, and Lou, you're the other. So if you guys want to do a, what's this round table deal? I wish I knew it was there. Round table. What I mean is, let's go around and see if anybody's got any final thoughts or final things to say, and then wrap the show up. That's what I meant by that. I posted it. What was it? When did I post? Okay, you know, in your defense there, Sean, I think I posted it yesterday or Sunday about doing the show on Tuesday. I might aim again for in 2 weeks if you're around. You would be a very valuable asset to have on the show here for some of our users, definitely. And yeah, I've also heard of some people saying that it doesn't give notifications when I go live in the group. So I'll have to look into that. And I noticed Facebook is changing again how you stream in their software live setup. So maybe there'll be something in that. I'll have to do a test and try out some of these new features. And I'll give you a heads up. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, look Dan up if you want. If you want to break the ice with him, ask him questions about my 421. It's only 10 till 7. Yeah, Dan, it is. The unfortunate thing is, if you would have caught the show earlier, you would have seen how I've been traveling ahead in the future, and you're just catching up. So I traveled into the future. I'm 3 hours ahead of you. 2 hours ahead of you. I'm so tired, man. I gotta go. It's my bath night, and I have to have a bath before bed. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to be funny, entertaining, and also somewhat knowledgeable here. Okay, round table. Well, I love these videos. I also love answering questions and breaking chops. Yeah, you're breaking my chops, that's for sure. And I stumbled onto this like always, so I'm happy I got into this. Otherwise, I want some to them all. He's in the future. Yeah, you're a good guy, Sean. I enjoy our banter. But yeah, definitely look up Dan. Yeah, you'd enjoy the chat. And you know what, guys? Unless Lou's got something to join here to throw in, I'm gonna wrap it up. And if you did join late, maybe rewind, check it out a little earlier. Just put it on in the background. If you do want to comment on the chat will still run live as you're watching here. At the time you're watching, and I'll get dings of new comments, and I will do my best to try and answer any links as I catch them. So that's where we are. Oh, Sean, man, you're still breaking my chops here. David Sticky needs to be cleaned. I know this is how my 7-year-old is. Well, that's actually pretty good because I've been told most of the time I act like a 5 or 6-year-old. So that's kind of a compliment there. And he likes green. Sean, next time we start the stream, ask me how the color green became my favorite. It's gonna be a laugh. So, everybody, that's it. The table, we're done. Again, Sean, thank you for coming in late with that knowledge. Dan, Lou, thank you for sticking around to the end, and thank you to all the other viewers who came earlier and on time and joined us. And I love doing these videos. I just want to chat about cars or text about cars or whatever. Again, we are looking at another method with Brother Lou here with maybe Zoom text and having people Zoom into the meeting where we can all have a say in a chat and we can all listen to Sean bust my chops in real-time audio. I guess that's all I've got. So man, it's been so long. Oh yeah, that's right. Don't smoke drugs, smoke tires. That's my closing line. I'm tired. Good night from Winnipeg. And Take care of yourselves out there. Yeah, thanks for joining.